Hello, my name is Coach Knight, Mr. Knight. I'm from the Social Science Department. I'm also the head boys basketball coach here at Rural Catholic. I teach economics, world history, U.S. history, and business econ marketing, along with government. In the Social Science Department, we see it a lot. People will take paragraphs from off the internet. They'll Google something and they'll find something really, really good they like and they want to add to their paper, or they want to add to a project that they're doing, and they just take the whole paragraph without changing any of it. And my suggestion is, if you do that, if you're going to take a whole paragraph, you probably need to rewrite it in your own words, read the paragraph, and then extrapolate the important things from that paragraph and put it in your own words, or you should give credit to wherever you got that information from. And as teachers, we can pick up on that pretty easily. You can read a paper and see a word or two that is not in the normal vocabulary of a high school student. And then with all of the new methods, turnitin.com, and just taking a sentence and putting it into Google, we can pretty much track, and find any information that you're able to find, we can find too. So it's just important giving credit. And from a coach's point of view, I understand taking other people's ideas. You do it all the time in coaching. Coach Shefsky does something great. I want to do it with my team too. So I can understand it. But we always give credit where credit's due. I know on my team, the stuff that I take from coaches, I usually name it after the coach. So we have a play called Duke, and Duke runs. We have a play called Michigan, and Michigan runs. So it's all about just giving credit to where you originally got the information from.
Hi, my name is Mrs. Gibson, and I'm the department chair in science. And today I'm going to talk to you about how students have compromised their academic integrity, specifically in science classes. So when you're in a science class, there can be many, many situations where you're going to work collaboratively with a team to collect data, to brainstorm an idea, to design a project, and we expect you to work together and collaborate. But many times after that, you'll be asked to write some sort of a reflective paper or do a lab report. And these situations are when we're expecting you to do your own work. So it's not acceptable to turn in somebody else's work. So somebody does a lab report and you put your name on it and you submit it. That would be an example of compromising your academic integrity. Another example would be when you're given a question to answer or a problem to solve, and you go to Google and you find the answer, and then you copy it directly from Google onto your paper and turn it in. This goes for the library databases as well. And a third example would be when you're asked to research a topic, to write a paper, and you find your resources on Google and you put them directly on your paper and you do not cite your sources. So you've taken someone else's work and put it on your paper and claimed it as your own. And that would be another example of compromising your integrity. So what we ask you to do is you need to cite your sources within the text and at the end of the paper. And when your teacher asks you to do this, they'll give you very specific instructions of how they would like this done. So if you're ever in a situation you're unsure of what the expectation is, always ask your teacher to clarify, and that way you won't accidentally compromise your academic integrity.
Hi, my name is Nadine Medeiros. I am the math department chair at Rural Catholic High School, and I'm telling you about academic dishonesty in the math department today. So first of all, we want to make sure that all your work that you turn in, where your name's on it, is actually your work. That doesn't mean you can't ask for help, but it does mean that you are now saying, by turning in this work, that you understood everything and that you did all that work, which means you can't really copy it from somebody and turn it in as your own. That would be cheating. Esslers say that you have to take responsibility for your own work, which we take very seriously in the math department. We want you to take responsibility for your work, which means you're telling us by turning in your work that you understood it and you're ready for any tests or quizzes. On tests or quizzes, of course, you can't have any notes that aren't approved. We all know that, right? Everything has to stay in your backpack. There can't be any cell phones around. Those are the regular things. But also, when you leave the classroom after a test and you go out in the hallway and talk to your friend about the test and what was on the test, specific problems, maybe, oh, number 3 was from the homework such and such. That is also cheating. So we don't want you doing that either. Now, of course, your friends will ask you, well, was it hard? Well, you can answer that question. Yes, it was really hard. Or, no, it wasn't hard. But you can talk about specific problems. A big part of the math department are online resources as well. You do a lot of the homework online, either with Math Excel or Alex. So if you Google those problems and you copy and paste the answer into the Math Excel, that is also cheating. Again, all work that is assigned to you in the math department is there for a reason. It's not just busy work. We want you to understand the material and do well on the test and be successful on any tests or quizzes that we might give you. Thank you so much.
Hi guys, my name is Miss Wainwright. I am a teacher in the English department. I teach 9th grade honors English, and I also teach 12th grade English, and I've taught 10th and 11th grade. And I'm going to talk a little bit about plagiarism and cheating. So in the English department, as in a lot of other departments, cheating and plagiarism looks like taking someone else's ideas or words and claiming them as your own. A lot of the time this is unintentional. Students don't realize that they must cite all of the sources that they've used in their writing or in their assignment, whether or not they used a full direct quotation. Even if it's just put into your own words, you still have to cite that source, and a lot of students don't realize that. Most of the time that becomes a teaching moment, a chance to educate you about how to cite your sources and how to do that correctly. Sometimes, unfortunately, students do intentionally use someone else's ideas as their own, and mostly the reason is because they've procrastinated the assignment or they don't know the answer, and they're maybe afraid to ask for help, and so they panic and start hitting the copy and paste buttons on their computer, at 2 in the morning trying to get that assignment done. Unfortunately, this can happen at least once or twice a year. I catch students doing this. As a teacher, it's pretty easy to catch this kind of cheating, especially in English. We become very familiar with your writing, and it's pretty easy to spot writing that is not yours. To me, cheating and plagiarism sends a really strong message about your character, and it shows that you're willing to sacrifice your honesty and integrity for the sake of just a short-term benefit or a short-term gain. And I really believe, most teachers will be flexible and help you if you ask for it. You don't want to wait to the last minute and not ask for help and then cheat and hope that that will solve the problem. Just ask your teachers. They will help you. We're nice people. We will help you. It's just really not worth it to have that mark on both your academic record and on your character.
Hi, and welcome to Moreau. My name is Miss Maniscalco, and I teach Spanish here at Moreau, and I'd love to welcome you here. I've been asked to talk about cheating today, which isn't a topic that a lot of people like to talk about, but it's really necessary, especially when starting a new career in high school. So first I'd ask the question, why do people cheat? Now, there are many reasons for that, and sometimes they're just, pressure from your family to get straight A's, and you just don't feel like you can do it, and it happens. But mostly I think that there isn't a malintent in it. Like, a lot of times kids just don't realize that they're doing it. And in a world language class, it can look a lot different than it does in a traditional class. So I wanted to talk about some examples of ways that people cheat without necessarily realizing it. So the first example would be Google Translate. Now, yes, a translator can be helpful, but only when used as a dictionary. So if you're looking up one word or a 2-word phrase, often that's acceptable. However, what we've been seeing is people cutting and pasting entire reading materials and translating it. and or writing an essay and translating the essay into Spanish or French or Chinese. And in the end, you are not getting the experience that you need to get in the classroom. Half the battle is working through the assignment, and the struggle that you have creates different pathways in your brain that help you remember the work that you're doing. So when you skip that step and go to Google Translate, you are really not learning, you're just copying. Another way that people often cheat without realizing it is by sharing homework. They think that they're helping their friend out, but oftentimes they're just looking and copying word for word, often not even thinking about, oh, does that make sense? I think my friend may have written it wrong. Now, that is never okay. If you want to help a friend with their homework, it would be smart to ask them some specific questions and be more of a tutor than an actual, here you go, take my homework assignment. So questions like, do you see a pattern in what we're looking at right here? Does this word look like something that we know in English? Do you remember when Mr. or Miss, Spanish teacher, French teacher, Chinese teacher, talked about, and then whatever the theme is. So it's okay to help your friends, but it's not okay to just give them the assignment and have them copy it word for word. So when in doubt, it's always best to ask the teacher. Send him or her an email and or just stop by and ask, because we always want to make sure that you have the tools that you need so that you can succeed. And you know, once you work out your first language, what you're really learning are the skills to learn a second or a third or a fourth language. So struggle. We want you to struggle, but we want to help you through the struggle so that you retain the information that you've learned, and hopefully be able, by fourth year or even third year, have a conversation and or write a beautiful essay in the language that you're learning. Anyway, thank you for paying attention, and good luck. Look forward to meeting you guys next year.